Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my holiday homeschooling plans with you all, and it is a shorter holiday season, as most of you know, as far as schooling goes because of Thanksgiving being so late this year. And I am just very traditional when it comes to Christmas happening after Thanksgiving. And so we don't start our holiday unit until the Monday after Thanksgiving usually, and so because of that, it's just about 3 weeks that we'll be doing our holiday homeschooling this year. So if you're interested in knowing what we are doing for those 3 weeks, then give this video a thumbs up and stay tuned. Okay, so if you are new here, welcome. My name is Abby. I am a homeschooling mom of 5. My oldest is 15. She is a sophomore in high school. My youngest is 2. She doesn't do much homeschooling with us right now, but we do always try to consider her as much as possible when we're doing fun seasonal things. Other than that, I have a 2nd grader, a 5th grader, and an 8th grader. So we have a wide age range, but we still try to do as much together as possible. And so holiday family subjects are some of my favorite things to do together. So this year, as I mentioned earlier, we only have a short season. With Thanksgiving being so late, I'm very by the rules, and I don't start Christmas until after Thanksgiving, probably more so because I host Thanksgiving, and so I keep all of our decorations up, and so we're just in that mindset until after our big Thanksgiving dinner, and then we immediately switch over, and it's very festive. But that means that we won't be starting our holiday homeschooling until December 2nd, and we're gonna take it through December 20th. Now, I have never done the same exact thing twice in our homeschool for Christmas time. There's so many great options out there, and while I may take some bits and pieces between years, I usually try to change things up every year just so we can do all the different fun things, and also so that I don't ever try to cram too much in, just knowing that next year we can do that if I can't fit it in this year. So last year, we did the, so as for an example, last year we did the Delightfully Feasting Nutcracker unit study. I loved that, and so, I wonder what that was. There was like a fuzz on my, I think I had a fuzz stuck in my lip gloss. Sorry if there was like a weird like thing stuck on my mouth. Anyway, as I was saying, we really enjoyed that unit study, and so we're going to be incorporating it in a little bit into our homeschooling plans this Christmas season, and I will explain how later in the video. But we never do the same thing twice. We also don't always stop all other subjects. Last year we did. We took the whole Christmas time and we only did our family subjects, and we just did like Christmas schooling. This year we did we were in Europe for a few weeks in October. We had football season and cheerleading season that kind of shortened our school days for a few months. And I planned ahead for that, but it's still, you know, we had to stop our school days every day at 2 for that. And then we have a trip after Christmas that we're going to be going on as well. And so because of that, I am having my older kids continue their independent work, so their math, their language arts, and their science for the most part through December. But other than that, we are just focusing on fun Christmas family subjects and just the family style learning. So the very first thing that is a part of those 3 weeks is, as always, Unwrapping the Greatest Gift by Ann Voskamp. That is our Jesse Tree devotion. We have done that same book since the kids were really little, and years ago John and I made the ornaments that go along with that. They're these little hand-painted ornaments that we did together, and so that is that's the same devotional we've used for years and years, our Advent study, and we love it. We never get tired of it. We've never done the extension activities. We just do the reading and hanging of the ornament, but it's beautiful, and it always puts our heart in the right place to start the day. We also, our other main thing that we're doing this year is this. In the Season of Caroling Noel by Campfire Curriculums. Now, I've never used Campfire Curriculum before, but it was actually on my mind to use one of their holiday unit studies. I was thinking about using their Charles Dickens study, And so I actually looked in my email around the same time that I was thinking about reaching out to them and saw that they had reached out to me. I love when that works out because it means that what I'm sharing with you guys is pretty much right on track with what you guys are interested in as well. When these companies reach out and it's already on my mind, I love when that happens. And so they sent me 3 of their unit studies for Christmas. They have one that is a full Christmas study, and that is from the perspective of the shepherds, and that includes science, and I mean, it includes all subjects for that one. They also have this one, the Caroling Noel, and this is 12 lessons that go through the different Christmas carols and hymns. And then there's also their Charles Dickens unit study, the Christmas Carol unit study. I decided to present the options to my kids and see which ones they wanted to go with, and they almost unanimously decided on the Caroling Noel study. So that's the one that I went with. I will go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a flip through here. What I love about this is that there are options for my younger ones and my older ones, extension activities if we want to do more, like all the way through for the adults, like learning opportunities for the adults as well. They're amazing the way that these units are set up, and this will not be our last Campfire curriculum unit study. I've been looking at them over the last couple of years, but this is our very first one that we're going to be using. Good news for you guys is that they are offering a giveaway for 2 of you all here on my channel. So I'm going to put the information in the description box down below for how you can enter to win a unit of your choice if you want to use that this holiday season. So go ahead and check out the information down below. Thank you, Campfire Curriculum, for partnering with me to offer that giveaway to 2 of my subscribers. So I'm really excited about this. This is 12 different lessons, and so because we have 3 weeks, that's 15 school days, and it will take us about that, because a couple of the lessons I'm going to kind of break down across 2 different days, or if we want to do any of the extension activities or recipes, I saw some of the recipes I know my kids are going to want to do, we might take extra time to do that. So besides our devotional, that is our other main unit. We also love Christmas time. We love to work on our handcraft, and so, or our life skill. Last year we did button sewing. The year before that we were working on watercolor. This year we're doing wood carving, and so the kids have each picked a project out of one of the books that I got to make as a gift for someone, for a grandparent, for an ornament, for dad, anything like that. So they will be spending probably most of the time that I'm reading their unit to them, working on their handcraft. And so they might produce 1 final project, maybe 2, depending on how intricate the design is. So they'll be working on that. So I'll put all of their woodworking stuff in our big Christmas basket. Last year I did, so we're going to take a pause on our geography curriculum. Last year I bought just the simple Dover coloring books of Christmas around the world, and every morning when we would sit down to do our schoolwork, I would open they would open their coloring books, they would read the next country that was in their coloring book. It goes in alphabetical order. We would watch like a little 10-minute YouTube video about Christmas in that country, maybe like a Rick Steves video, or we would open up our other Christmas Around the World books, because we have a lot of those books, and see if we could find that country in there and read a little more, because in the Dover coloring books there's just a few little sentences about Christmas in that country, but the kids were really interested in it, and we've always done a Christmas Around the World project with our co-op or things like that. And so they love hearing about different traditions around the world. So last year I put the books aside because we only made it through, say, the first 10 countries, 10 or 15 countries as we were doing our morning time last year. And so we still had at least half of the book left, if not more. And so I put all of their coloring books in our Christmas book bin, which has not come down from the attic yet, which is why I don't have it to show you, but I will link it down below. We loved those, and that's going to be incorporated back into our morning time this year. We're gonna finish those books. So those little $3.99 books have lasted us 2 Christmas seasons. I also plan to do 1 weekly watercolor lesson with them, and that is just for fun. Our Bible study that we usually have on Wednesdays will stop, and so will our co-op for the month of December, and so we'll have a little extra time in our schedule, where right now we only have 3 homeschool days completely in the house and 2 are half out of the house and half in the house. In December, we'll have almost 5 days every single week that are full homeschooling days when everything kind of stops for the season. And so I'm hoping to use either the Wednesday or the Friday for a watercolor lesson. And for that, we just use the free tutorials on Let's Make Art on YouTube, and the kids and I will pick which one we want to do. But those are some of my favorite Christmas decorations that I pull out of our bins every year, just looking at our watercolor lessons from years past. And I love those memories with them. If we don't do them during school, we'll do them after school, so I may as well include them in our lessons here. The other thing that I did last year, I did in the evenings, and this year I'm going to make part of our big Christmas family subjects basket. Now, the basket I'm talking about, this will take us a couple hours every day. So all these things, we just kind of sit together at the table and we go through for a couple of hours slowly. There's always hot chocolate or tea. There's always music playing in the background. We try to make it very festive, but that we just really enjoy this time of year, and I try to do as much together as possible, especially knowing that we've only got a few homeschool years left here with all of my kids in the house. So we really amp up the festivities here. There's always sights and sounds and scents and all of that. But last year I did the whole unwrapping of a picture book to read every evening, and it was great, but a lot of our evenings are out of the house, and so some nights we were reading too, and sometimes we were reading them in the mornings. But over the years I've replaced some of our less you know, maybe just silly little books or little books that were gifts that maybe weren't books we would have chosen on our own, with more quality stories and longer picture books, and not just the 4-page books that are like the jolly old elf and blah blah blah, you know. So I've been replacing our books with quality picture books over the last few years, and I decided that instead of doing chapter books, which we did last year, we did read alouds, a different chapter book each week. I think The Family Under the Bridge was probably their favorite one that we did last year. This year we are reading through the Narnia series, so I will stop that for a little bit during our Christmas schooling, but I don't want to add in a whole different story for the kids to kind of like emotionally connect with while we're reading through the whole Narnia series. I don't want to kind of throw off where we are with that. So instead I decided that we would unwrap those picture books each day at the end of our family subjects time together. So instead of trying to do it in the evening, I'm just going to make that part of our daytime schooling, which is going to be really fun. It's a way to incorporate our younger ones, but the stories are also just beautiful. So this is, I have this as an example. This is a book that I've added to our list this year. Last year I wrapped, I actually think I did a video of some of our books last year, so I will link that down below as well if I can find it. But I did leave a few of them wrapped last year, or I'm sorry, I didn't leave them wrapped. I started wrapping them last year, ones that I knew that were like a definite for this year, but then some of my left unwrapped because I knew that I'd be replacing some books throughout the years. And so this is a good example. Let me set this down. This is a good example of the quality of the book that I'm going for. So the All I Ever Want Christmas Doll. So it's a beautiful book. It's hardcover, and then it's a long story. So there was one last year that took us more than one evening to read. I think it was an Orange Frankie, something like that. There were some books, there's another baby doll book that took a couple days last year as well. So those are kind of the books that I'm going for, the ones that take a while to read, and that have a good story and a good message, and are just like heirloom quality books. And so that is the last thing that I will have in our basket time each day, is unwrapping one of those books. And just usually we'll alternate which kid gets to hang the Jessie tree ornament, and then that's the kid who gets to pick the book that day and things like that. The very last thing, I know I kind of teased that I was going to incorporate Delightfully Feasting's Nutcracker study again this year. Some of the books that she recommended we loved. They were story, retellings of the Nutcracker, and we also listened to a lot of Tchaikovsky's music while we were doing it last year, and we enjoyed that so much. So, all right, right, my camera and I were in a season of struggle here. Anyway, so what I decided to do this year is a Nutcracker tea time to finish our Christmas schooling. So probably on the 20th, which is our last day. Dance will be over, karate will be over for the Christmas break. Our Bible study, everything else that we do will be over. So we should have just that whole week free. But my goal is to do a Nutcracker themed tea time that day. I've been trying to do a poetry tea time once a month this year, and I've been doing well so far. I found a cute little Nutcracker cupcake decorating set at HomeGoods, so I'll probably use that. We'll read some of those stories from the book that, from some of those books that were in her unit last year. And I will also link it down below because it was very inexpensive. You gather your own materials, but it was a perfect introduction to the Nutcracker ballet from my family last year. It was great. So we'll do a little tea time where we read the books, we listen to the music, and there was something else I wanted to, oh, then we were gonna watch the ballet on TV. I think I got it from Amazon Prime last year, but that is how I want to continue to incorporate the Nutcracker in our homeschool without doing a full unit study every single year, is to kind of have a little Nutcracker themed tea time and enjoy the story, enjoy the music, enjoy a little treat, and then end our Christmas schooling season by watching or going to the ballet. So that is what I have planned for our holiday homeschooling this year. Let me know what plans you have, what great units you guys have found, anything you're excited about if you do a recurring thing each year in your homeschool or a devotional or anything like that. And don't forget to check out the link or the information in the description box down below for that giveaway from Campfire Curriculum. Thank you guys for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate that you sent me that unit and that you are offering this to my subscribers. So I hope you guys check out Campfire Curriculum, and I will link everything else I mentioned in the description box down below, including my Amazon storefront that has some of my favorite books and Christmassy things and videos from years past as well, if you're interested in what else we've done, if this isn't something that you're so interested in. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.